there's been a lot of discussion, right? And we've been continuing to grow. We've been continuing to do things. We've continued to see, you'll have a high month, you'll have a low month, you'll have all these crazy different things happen. And I want to say that personally, I'm starting to find a groove on where I want to be long term as a content creator, as a streamer. And so this question came up, and it was actually posted in my Discord earlier this week. And there was a lengthy topic on Reddit about it, and I just want to ask the question to you guys about this and see what you would think. Why being a small streamer is better than being a large streamer, or the original question to the discussion was why being a small streamer is amazing.
Who do you want to jump on this one first?
We'll go with you first this time, Hopper. And I think Nathan took the last one.
I mean, to me, it's a very simple answer. The biggest difference you're going to see as a small content creator compared to a large one is it's just plain and simple. It's your ability to interact with your community that you're growing. Again, 5 to 20 people in chat, you're able to keep track of names. You're able to remember the people coming back. You can have conversations with them, ask them how they're doing, ask for updates on something you might have heard from them last week. Because with that smaller group of people, you can remember this stuff. If you have 100 people in chat, God damn it, you've got a gift. If you can remember every single one of their names, you can remember where they are, what they do for their livings, all the conversations you've had with all those kind of people. It's just not possible. It's great if you can. God bless you, but it's a pipe dream, in my opinion, to think that once you kind of pass that 50 mark, what is it like? How many people can you really remember? Relationships, 75 or 100, something like that. Meaningful relationships you can have at any given time in your life. God, sorry, I need to break character for a second. Thank you, Convict, for the huge raid. God bless you. Hope you're doing well. But small streaming, it's nice because it's a family, man. Plain and simple, it's a family that you grow and you get to be a part of, and there's nothing better than that.
Nathan?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I mean, Hopper's exactly on it. The thing that I guess I'll word that in a different way. I watch a lot of streams, like a lot of streams. At any given moment, like right now, I've got 5 open. And the ones that I find most fun to watch, the ones that are most fun for me as a viewer, are smaller streams. They're more interactive. The person that is live, the arguably the star of the show, is more likely to remember who you are, is more likely to remember things about you. It's going to be a more personal interaction by a lot. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got the, let's say that's the 5 to 10 typical viewer stream. And then you move up to, 10 times that, a stream that varies between 50 and 100. Yeah, the streamer is going to remember that, they'll remember kind of who you are, and they'll remember things about you, but not nearly as much. And as you continue to get bigger and bigger, that more personal side of it will continue to get smaller, because as Hopper was saying, there's only so many relationships, there's only so many people that you're going to really have that kind of memory and awareness of at a time. There's just only so much you can keep track. Even no matter how smart you are, no matter how good you are at it, maybe you're the kind of streamer that you're keeping a journal and you're writing notes about the viewers or something like that, so you can try to keep track. Good luck when you get over 100 or more. That's a lot. So the argument that in some ways being a small stream can be better, I think, is true depending on what you're looking for as the content creator. Are you more interested in that more personal relationship with your viewers? Do you want that more we're a family type relationship? Or do you want to be the next Shroud? Because if what you want to do is have Twitch as a sole income career, then you have to realize that you are going to let go of that. So is one better than the other? I don't know. It depends on what you want, I guess. But if the part of Twitch that you really, really enjoy is that personal social connection, then yes, being small is absolutely going to be better, because I know things about, like, my typical viewership is not very big, but I have a really good, tight community. I have regulars that I know a lot more about than, you know, other people know about me in bigger streams that I participate in. So that side of it, I think, is phenomenal. So, which is arguably better. I think it depends on what the streamer is going for. But is it awesome to be a small creator? Yes, it is awesome. I have people now that I consider friends that, are my viewers, but they're also my friends. Whereas if I had a typical viewership of 500, I'm probably not making very many friends out of those. It just, I mean, you will naturally, but not to the same extent, and not to the same percentage point as it would be as a small creator. So I think being a small creator is awesome. I thoroughly, absolutely enjoy it. It's a ton of fun, and I agree completely that it's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And for me, it's a good fit.
Yeah. So you're right. And this is kind of where I mentioned, like, as I've been continuing to mature, right, in my creation journey, or as a streamer, as a YouTuber, etc., right, as I've been continuing to mature in these different areas, I think, and not that I have any less focus on streaming on Twitch, but I think I have more focus now to where it's shared with, like, YouTube and providing educational content that I can't necessarily provide in the same format on Twitch, right? And so I really, really enjoy the community that I'm starting to create on Twitch. And I really enjoy the people that come into my streams regularly. I really enjoy that. And I'm really scared to lose that personally, right? Like, we're talking, once you get over,
Absolutely.
once you get over 30, 40, like, even if it starts coming naturally, it gets a little scary at times. And I'm considering, right? Like, I'm already searching for alternatives on ways to potentially maintain those, what do you want to call them? Maintain the relationships of the founders of the community. I'm going to say, right, the founders of the community.
The
Right.
OG crew.
Yeah, the OG crew, right? Like, how do you maintain that relationship, either through, like, maybe a special Discord channel for your first 50, your first 50 subscribers, or whatever it may be, right? Like, I don't really know on how you, and where you set that mark date and how you kind of manage that, whatever it is, right? But I'm trying to think of, like, how do you kind of keep the originals and the people that helped get you to a certain level to where you grew naturally, right? Because there's those in there, right, that sustain your channel for a long time. There, as a small creator, there are those that keep your channel alive, not moving forward. They keep your channel alive. And then there's some level where you have natural growth and progression, as long as you keep your content fresh and, running well. Right. We've talked about with you recently, Nathan, right? Just climbing higher on the discoverability area of Dauntless, right, has been a huge benefit for you. And you see a lot more, even if they don't stay, you see a lot more unique chatters, or, like, they come in, follow, and then they hang out for a little while, and they may not be there long, right? But at least the number of views you're getting, right, is going up really fast. And
yeah, the unique views per stream accelerates when you're higher in the category,
Yeah.
and you get higher in the category obviously with more viewers. And so, like, your notification crew, your first 5 people that are there on time, or even in some cases ahead of the notification, those are the folks that shove you way up in the category if you're in a small category, and it is huge. So, like, yeah, it's almost unfair to say my main game, because it's been my only game for like 2 months, but in Dauntless, which is not a big category, it does not have a ton of live streams going at any given moment. The difference between having 2 and having 5 is quite a bit. And so just having a couple of regulars in a category like that pushes you significantly higher, and it's hugely beneficial. It's Actually, I thought it was really interesting what you said is thinking about how to keep your OGs, so to speak, close and engaged. It's actually a really interesting thought.
Yeah,
Um,
still special.
I mean, it is special. Your founder's badges, folks, assuming they stick around, because
Yeah.
not everybody necessarily will, but if you've got somebody with a founder's badge that's still there months later, that's a very big deal, and that's I don't know, that's a really interesting thing to acknowledge. I had not even put a ton of thought into. I like that. I don't know. It's
We got to
interesting.
remember. We got to remember too that like you're talking about, how we move up on the viewership as far as how many people are watching you for the game category you're in. It's not us that's controlling that. People that are watching us.
Yeah, not at all.
It's those hardcore, dedicated followers, community members, family members that we've had in the beginning that get us over that step. And it does kind of snowball, like you said. It's the more people watching, the more exposure, so the more people that come and watch as well. And without that first 5, 10, 15, 20, we never get to where the numbers really start to roll in. So that's why I'm with Q that any way I can to remember and stay connected and just enjoy that OG family that you start with, because they're the ones that kick it off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's and
Absolutely.
it's vitally important. I mean, today, like you're talking about founders badges, right? Your first 10 subscribers. I would venture out to say that I think I have 3 left. Not that there's been spite or anything like that, but the other 7 have left Twitch entirely, right? Like they came in, they were really active, they were really dedicated, and then they just, it was one of those where they had a burnout, or things have changed in their life or things like that, right? I think I have 3 left that I can think of, that I can know off the top of my head. And it's kind of one of those, like, one, you need to benefit them, right? They're your big people, right? Like they were one of your original 10. But I'm even thinking, a little further out than that, right? Because I would say that it's not until you get to, like, right, what we said, 50, right? 50 average, I would say you're getting close to partner, right? You're getting close to that partner qualifications, right? Your 50 average, I think, is a really, really, I think that's when you start pushing yourself beyond the small streamer, or, you start becoming considered a bigger streamer, right? You start becoming a more valued in the community. You have more influence, you have more expectation, you have more, visibility in general, right? And I think that at that point, then your originals need to either be, they need to be shown their value as well, right?
100%.
Absolutely.
And it's such a huge step, even though from like 10 to 50. Like, I know we've talked about it before, like the affiliate to partner. It's such an insane leap. Like, it'd be
Really
nice,
is.
some sort of recognition middle ground. I don't know what you'd call it, but like, I don't. It doesn't surprise me sometimes. People get affiliate and they're discouraged from trying to push it any further, because it's going from 3 to 75. Like,
Yeah, it's
that's
massive.
just insane.
Yep. I was thinking about that the other day. There almost needs to be like I don't know, let's say a professional tier where you go from, yeah, you're affiliated to now you're
Or
pro, or I don't know, whatever they want to call it. But there
verified or
should,
something like that, right? To where you're
well,
kind of in
verified
a,
is also what they refer to partner as,
okay,
because
yeah.
it has both in it.
Yeah, so
But
that's,
Ground would be nice.
yeah, like the idea, like one of the things that kills me is one of the channels I'm very active in. They just submitted their partner application this week. I have the same number of emotes they do. I have the same chance at getting transcoding as they do, and they have 120 viewers all day, every day, all week long,
Yep.
and we have the same opportunities at transcoding. We have the same benefits as streamers, and that's
Wild.
nuts. Now,
Wild.
I mean, I think chances are really good that he's actually going to have a check mark very soon, so that he's already like at that level. But the
Awesome.
fact that you can get to that level, and it's the exact same as somebody who potentially has been streaming for only 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Because you can go from 0 to affiliate in 7 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts. That's absolutely bonkers. That somebody can be 2 years in some cases into their Twitch career and looking at partnership,
Yeah,
and they have the exact same benefits as somebody that's been streaming for 7 days.
not wrong at all.
That's crazy. I am almost like, I don't know, I'm a little surprised that Twitch hasn't come up with a middle tier yet. Because
Yeah.
if you're averaging 50, you should probably have a much better chance of getting transcoding than the guy that's averaging 3.
Yeah, it's a fair statement. I can agree with that 100%.
Yeah, there's some what would I say? There should be some precedence or value. I think we can all agree on that, right? I think we kind of just did it to say that you're totally right there, Nathan, that you should have the opportunity to do that. I remember I'm trying to remember. Wasn't it? It was a really big deal when Twitch released the affiliate program, wasn't it? Because it wasn't an original factor in Twitch, right? It was a big deal when they launched it. They just had partners in the beginning, right?
Correct. I believe, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I remember.
Right. So it was a really, really big deal when that happened. And it's kind of like you're right. It was almost like hey, we've roped you in. Maybe here's what happened, right? And I'm playing devil's advocate, and I'm speculating. I'm throwing things out in the dark, right? But if maybe it had something to do with Twitch going, well, we're seeing a lot of burnout. People see our partner regulations, people see our partner requirements, they stream for 6 months, and then they realize that they're never going to make that. Let's give them affiliate and let's make it really easy, so that way they feel committed. They've signed some kind of paperwork, and they think that they have to keep coming back, and we'll keep getting revenue for those lower level subscriptions. I really think. Right, we've talked about this in the past. Twitch is a money-making system, right? Twitch is dedicated to making money. That's their intention, right? So I think they make I shouldn't say that. I think they make a lot of money on affiliates. Right? Because they get the full 50% of the revenue versus whatever the guaranteed contract, whatever the negotiated rate is for the partner.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about a typical like sub to viewer ratio, a lot of channels have way more subs than they have viewers on average. And so if it takes 75 average viewers to make partner, at that point, you're bringing in hundreds of subs, and Twitch gets half of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely cost involved. Transcoding is not cheap. Bandwidth is not cheap.
Yeah.
But they get such a big percentage out of subscriptions, and they get at least, I'm sure, half or more of the ads that you watch. Like what you get as an affiliate for that ad can't be more than half of what they're getting for it.
I guess.
And then you've also got the bits and all the they make money. There's a reason why Twitch got purchased by Amazon, right?
Right, yeah.
And it wasn't because they were fighting for dollars. Whatever the numbers are, Twitch is not doing poorly. We know that for sure.